Narmada Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki Jai. Namacharya Shakradas Thakur ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda ki Jai. Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kundara Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Pramanande. Oh, glory to Sambal Devotees, Hare Krishna. Oh, glory to Sambal Devotees, Hare Krishna. Oh, glory to Sambal Devotees, Hare Krishna. Oh, glory to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Oh, glory to Shri Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashna Bhutari Shmatradhana Swami Tinamani. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashna Bhutari Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamani. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shandavati Pachatadi Shatarini. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrachatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sudevi Pranamami Harive Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. It's okay, the sound system? Okay. I'm very grateful to be with all of you, that I could visit this wonderful place, New Mayapur.
Can you speak loud and clear, because
Yes, he will.
you have an accent also.
Sound system will be now louder. Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Okay.
And not too fast, not too fast.
Okay. I'm not celebrated to speak very fast. So we'll speak on symptoms of surrender, on items of surrender. I think this topic is quite important for our spiritual development. And first of all, I would like to ask you, what do you think? What is surrender? Don't be shy. It's not a school.
Krishna, do what you want with me, when you want with me, how you want with me. That's surrender, and it's not easy.
Okay, this is surrender to Krishna. But the question is, what is surrender by itself? Yes.
Following?
It's a following. Yes. Okay.
Honesty with yourself.
Honesty with
More
yourself.
to the form.
Mhm.
Giving up the false ego.
Giving up the false ego. Yes, this is very interesting definition. Any other thought?
So giving up your own concocted ideas or concocted concoctions.
Giving up different concoctions. Yes. Interesting definitions. Basically, what he said is true. Everything is true. Basically, it's to give up something. Surrender. We know, for example, at the beginning of Second World War, France has to surrender. Otherwise, it would be crushed too much. So, surrender basically means to give up our freedom. And no one who is sane wants to give up his freedom, isn't it? No one wants to be enslaved or to give up his freedom. One of the main leading thoughts of France is liberté, to be free, and égalité, to be equal. Yes, but surrender doesn't mean you're equal. You're subordinate, and you're not free. Yes. So, therefore, this idea of surrender is so dreaded. Everyone is afraid to surrender. And why to surrender at all? What do you think? Why we should surrender? Why we shouldn't be free?
This is the constitutional position of the jiva, is to be subordinate. It's by nature.
Yes, exactly. By our nature, we are not free. We are either surrendered to material nature or to spiritual nature. We are always subordinate. We are never free. And if we would be free, we wouldn't suffer in this world. Freedom means that we have complete command over ourselves and our environment, isn't it? For example, if someone is locked in the prison, he's not considered free. So he has no command over his environment or where he is. So, and this is, of course, not freedom. And we are also locked in some space without command over ourselves in what environment we are. We didn't choose in which environment we will be born and what will happen to us. So many things happen that are not pleasant to ourselves. So we are not free. That's a fact. So surrender means we are always surrendered, in fact. But first we have to understand that we are enslaved. We are in bondage. And then we have minute free will, because this is Krishna's nature, to have free will, to be free, to be perfectly free. So because we are particle of Supreme Spirit of Krishna, we also have this quality, but in minute quantity. So our only freedom, in fact, is to choose our bondage. Yes. So, as long as we want to be bound in this material world, as long as we want to play the role of a master, we are on the right place. Not exactly, because the temple is considered to be a spiritual world. But material world is the right place for such a consciousness. To be in the role of a master, although we are completely bound. So, actually, the only freedom that we can have is sadhaka is only free person because he can choose what environment he wants to live in, either spiritual realm or material realm. Materialist who has no faith in God and liberated soul, completely in love with Krishna, they have no freedom, in fact. They are completely engrossed in their consciousness. Materialist is engrossed in material consciousness. He wants to enjoy material environment. And liberated soul who is completely in love with Krishna, you don't have free will when you're completely in love, do you? You cannot think of something else than of your beloved. You just all the time engrossed in this thought: how can I serve my beloved? How I can make my beloved happy? Yes, this is love. And therefore, for one who is Uttama Bhakta, who is completely in love with the Lord, material world doesn't exist. He perceives every living entity as the Lord's devotees. Only himself he considers he lacks devotion to the Lord. Therefore, Acharyas and Prabhupada explain that one who wants to preach in this world, he has to be on Madhyama level. Or if he is Uttama, he has to descend on Madhyama level, because Madhyama, a natural state for Madhyama is to discriminate. Yes, this conditioned soul, this is liberated soul. That's how in this way I can help this soul, and so on. Yes. So we should know that surrender means to give up our freedom, our independence. Yes. But whatever we do it. Why we do it? Yes.
Be happy.
Be happy. Yes. It's simple. We want to be happy. Ananda mayo vyasat. We are, by our nature, we should be always happy. This is our nature, our constitutional position, as we say. And to be Ananda mayo vyasat. Therefore, of course, if we are free, then we can choose how to be happy. But as we already discussed, we are never free, actually, because we are subordinate living entity. And this is confirmed in many shastras, in Bhagavata itself. As long as we think that we can be master of this world, Lord Krishna explains in 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Mogasha moga karma no moga jnana vichitasa. Rakshasim asurin chiva prakriti mohinim shitaha. Those who have taken shelter of Prakriti Prakriti Mohinim. Mohinim means illusory. And Prakriti means, of course, nature. So those who have taken shelter of Prakriti Mohinim, everything they do is in vain. Their hopes are in vain. Mogasha, moga karma. And their endeavors, what they do is all in vain. Moga jnana, and their knowledge is in vain. Everything is in vain. And Krishna is very direct. They're Rakshasim Asurim Chiva. He called these people who don't surrender to him Rakshasas and Asuras. Who is a Rakshasa? Yes. You consider yourself. This was not a question, so you can answer. You can explain what you think by being yourself.
Rakshasa is a demon.
A demon? Yes, what kind of a demon? Eating flesh, yes, and drinking blood. This kind of a demon. And Krishna says that those who don't surrender to him are Rakshasas and Asuras. Asura means, of course, demon. But why Rakshasa? What do you think? Why drinking blood, demon? Yes.
I think all living entities, if you're eating them, even if it's a plant, then it has to die. So
Yes.
there's always some subsisting on other living entities.
Yes. This is explained in first canto of Srimad Bhagavata. Ahastani sahastanam apadani chadushpadam falguni tatra mahatam jivo jivasya jivanam. That one living entity lives on the expense of the other. And as long as we want to be master, because everyone who is taking shelter of Prakriti Mohinim, that means he wants to be a master. He lives on the expense of the other living entities. Not that just he eats them, but he also wants to be their controller, to be their master. Otherwise, what's the point of being a master if no one is under your control? So, therefore, there is fight on every level of material existence. There is fight between husband and wife, fight between among children and parents, fight between a student and a teacher. And even if we take a drop of blood from our body and we look it under the microscope, we can see that there are whole civilizations in some fight. Some germs want to invade our body, and we have this defense system in our body. So it's fight on every level of existence. So this lording over other people and other living entities is some kind of blood sucking. So everyone who is not a devotee, and devotee means who is paradukkha dukhi and parasukha sukhi, he tries to make everyone happy. This is the symptom of a devotee. So everyone who is not a devotee, his goal is not to make everyone happy, but he wants to make himself happy or herself happy. So, on expense of others, of course. On expense of others. So, this is blood-sucking mentality. therefore Krishna is completely right when he calls other living entities who don't surrender to him as Rakshasas and Asuras. But on the other hand, in next verse, he explains, Mahatmanas tamam parta devim prakritim ashita. Bhajana nana manaso gyatva bhutadimavya. And he explains that those who are Mahatmas, who are great souls, they surrender to Devim Prakriti, to spiritual energy. And who is the source of all spiritual energy? Yes, Srimati Radharani. Therefore, Mahatma is one who surrenders to Srimati Radharani. For example, Narottam Das Thakur says that if someone is worshipping Krishna without surrendering to Srimati Radharani, I don't want to see his face. Yes. He's not a devotee, actually. Yes, he cannot please Krishna. We can please Krishna only by pleasing his devotees. And Srimati Radharani is the utmost devotee of Shri Krishna. Yes. Okay, so now we understand that we can choose between either bondage of love, because Srimati Radharani is the embodiment of love. In one mantra it is said that she's Prema Rupa. Prema, we know, is spiritual love, and Rupa means embodiment, it's body, form. And so, yes, either we are bound by love, or we are bound by blood-sucking mentality, by hate actually. Because this material consciousness comes, there are 5 stages of material consciousness. First is avidya, that means ignorance of who we are. And because we don't know who we are, we identify with something that we are not. This is asmita. We think I'm the body, I'm this mind and body, and what belongs to this body is mine. Or whatever relationship the body has with outer environment, this is mine. Yes. And because of this asmita, we develop raga and dvesha. Raga means to be attached to something, and dvesha means to hate something else. So we are attached to so many things in this material world. We are attached to our body, we are attached to our family, we are attached to our language, we are attached to our culture, we are attached to, I don't know, to our football club. So many attachments. And I'm sure that also in France there are football fans, and they fight with football fans of another football club. Isn't it like this? Yeah. And this is dvesha, to hate. Because if we consider something to be against our world, because this our culture, our body, our family, this is our world. We created our world. And what sustains this world, we love. We like. And whatever is against this world, we hate. Or we consider it against our world. Maybe it's not, but we consider it as a threat to our world, and therefore we hate this. Yes, this raga dvesha. And because of this raga and dvesha, and this asmita of identifying with something we are not, We are completely absorbed in material consciousness. This is abhinivesha. And therefore, there is fear, always fear. We always fear. Yes. On every level of existence, there is fear. So if we fear sometimes, we can know that we have this bodily mentality. Yes. If we experience fear. Yes. So therefore, devotee knows, I want to be bound by love. I don't want to be bound by raga and dvesha. And Krishna at the beginning of Bhagavad Gita says, raga dvesha vimukta istu vishayindriyascha atma bhashir vidiyatma prasadam adhikachati. When we give up this raga and dvesha, this material consciousness, we can receive full mercy. Yes. Therefore, the devotee knows I should give up my false attachments and false hatreds and completely surrender to Lord's love. Srimad Radharani. To be bound by love. This is our goal. And therefore, how much time we have?
20 minutes.
30 minutes. Till now. Okay. Therefore, this is a science of surrender. How to surrender to Krishna. Because if you surrender to Krishna, this means to be bound by love. And there are 6 items of surrender. Yes. Anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjana, rakshishati vishvaso, goptratve vranam tata, atmanikshepa karpanye, shadvida sharanagati. Sharanagati means surrender. And these are 6 items of surrender. Anukulyasya sankalpa. Kulya means river bank. And anukulyasya means on the same side of the river, on the same bank of the river. I don't know about French, but in Slovenian we have this expression: if someone is antagonistic to the others, if 2 people are antagonistic to each other, they stand on different banks. We say like this, I don't know if it's a French similar expression. But anukulyasya sankalpa, we shouldn't be on the opposite bank. We should be on the same bank with Krishna. Anukulyasya sankalpa. That means that we should accept what is favorable for devotional service. This is the first item of surrender. I don't know if you managed to go through all this, what is favorable for devotional service today. But we have time to go also on other days. And the second one is pratikulyasya varjana. First we will explain what everything means and then we'll go one by one. Pratikulyasya, of course, is the opposite bank. So what is on the opposite bank from Krishna, what is not favorable for Krishna's service, we reject this. Yes. So we also have raga and dvesha. These raga and dvesha are natural, but we don't apply them on material for our material existence, but on our spiritual existence. Yes. So we accept and we should develop love for things that are conducive for devotional service. And we reject things that are not. It's pratikulyasya varjana. Rakshishati vishvaso. Raksha means to protect. Rakshishati vishvaso. Vishvas means firm faith. Yes. So we are convinced, we have firm faith that Krishna will always protect us. And as the devotee doesn't identify with the body, this protection doesn't apply just for the body. The body will be finished sooner or later. We should know this, that this protection means actually our spiritual protection. This is most important protection. We know that the body will be finished, so if we rely on bodily protection, we'll be disappointed ultimately. Yes. So, Rakshishati Vishwaso. And Goptratve Vranamtata, that Krishna will always maintain us. And the Acharyas explain that this Goptratve Vranamtata, that this complete conviction that Krishna will maintain me, is the central point of surrender. The most important item of surrender. Because if I am convinced Krishna will always maintain me, then I'm not afraid in any situation. And I know that everything is the best possible arrangement for me in this particular situation. And then is Atmanikshipa, to give our life, our heart to Krishna. Yes. Or this complete surrender of our existence. This means to give our hearts to someone, isn't it? Yes. And Karpanye means humility, utter humility, complete humility. Yes. So we shall discuss these items one by one. And today we'll start with Anukulya Sankalpa, to accept what is favorable for devotional service. In Upadeshamrita, Rupa Goswami explains first our urges of the body, then he explains 6 items that are unfavorable for devotional service, that destroy our devotional service, and then in the 3rd verse he explains 6 items that are needed for devotional service, that are essential for our development of devotional service, essential for our spiritual well-being, existence actually. And these 6 items that are necessary for our spiritual existence are Utsaha Nishya Daryat Tat Tat Karma Pravartanat Sanga Tyagat Satovrite Shadbir Bhakti Prasidati. So these 6 items are prasidati, are giving life to our bhakti. And Utsaha is on the first place. Utsaha means what? What is Utsaha?
Enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm. Exactly. Enthusiasm. We cannot do anything without enthusiasm. We can do, but everything is done poorly. And not willingly, if there is no enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is life of a devotee. For example, if I give you a proposition that if you do something, I don't know, something very easy, for a week, and you'll get for this, I don't know, 50 million euros. Would you do it enthusiastically or not? This is a good deal, isn't it? So yes, if you would believe me, you would do it enthusiastically, with expectance of this millions of euros. So if we are convinced that something is the best for our interest, we do it very enthusiastically. So enthusiasm is a sign of faith, actually. And faith is explained to be the only requirement for devotional service. Yadrichaya mat katado, jatashadu yakuman, nanirvina nati sakto, bhakti yoga sasidida. So, bhakti yoga is dependent on faith. But actually, everything in this world is dependent on faith, not just bhakti yoga. But for other things, we need other requirements also, not just faith. For example, human existence is based on faith. Even if we tell a small child, if you'll be good, you'll get the candy. He has a faith that, yes, I'm trying to be good. I'll get the candy. And then we go to school and we accept everything, actually, on the basis of faith. How many of you have done scientific research and these experiments, what you've been taught in school? You did every examination of everything you was taught? No. No one had done scientific research of everything he was taught in the school. No one. So our existence is based on faith. Our knowledge is based on faith, either scientific knowledge or spiritual knowledge. Every kind of knowledge is based more or less, and more, I mean, not less, on faith. Even if you go on a train to Paris, for example, this train goes to Paris. And if instead we end up in Madrid, we are really disturbed because we put our faith that this train will go to Paris, not to Madrid. So yes, we have faith. We don't have experience of this particular train that goes to Paris, but we have faith that we will go. And because there is some authority involved, so we also we take authority. That is faith. And authority should be authority in what? What we should accept for authority in spiritual life. Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Yes, and Guru and Sadhu are those who follow Shastra. So, yes. Therefore, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Tasmat Shastram Pramanam Te Karya Karya Vavastito Gyatva Shastra Vidanam Karma Karma Viharhasi. That we should take Shastra as our Pramana. Whatever we do, it should be supported by Shastra. Yes. Otherwise, Yakshastra Vidhi Mutsrijya Vartati Kama Karta Nasa Siddhim Avapnoti Nasukam Na Paramgati. He says that those who don't accept Shastra, Nasa Siddhim Avapnoti, they cannot attain perfection. And okay, we can say we will not be perfect, but we'll be happy. Na sukham, says Krishna. We cannot achieve happiness. And we cannot achieve paramgati. That means the ultimate goal. We cannot go back home, back to Godhead. Yes. So, faith, our utsaha, our enthusiasm is based on firm faith. And Baladevi Bhushan, in some commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, he explains, Bhagavad Gita, from 6th chapter, he explains that if we consider ourselves as unqualified for something, then we lose interest for this thing. So our only qualification for bhakti, because many times we can hear someone says, I'm not qualified. But we should feel qualified for devotional service, because this is our existence. Jivara Swarupa Hoy Krishna Nityadas. In every state of our existence, even if we are completely covered by material energy, we are still Nitya, Krishna Nityadas. We are always servants of Krishna. Even if we are the most selfish person in this world, we still, whatever we do is just the service of Krishna. Yes, because we are enamored by Krishna. Yat yat vibhutimat sattvam srimatokjitam yoga tatta tapavagachatvam mamate jomsha sambhavam. Krishna explains in 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, whatever is attractive to us in this world, whatever is beautiful and has any interest for us, everything is just a spark of his splendor. Yes. That means everything is Krishna. Krishna is absolute reality. But the illusion is that we separate things from Krishna. Yes, this is called pritak bhava. Pritak means separate, and bhava means existence. As long as we take anything as separate from Krishna, we suffer. Yes, we are under the illusion. Yes. So, we should always feel qualified to serve Krishna. And therefore we'll be enthusiastic if we have full faith in this, and that we can achieve everything auspicious by serving Krishna. Yes. This is utsaha. And nishchaya. Nishchaya is to be firmly convinced. To be convinced of something. And to be convinced, we should have proper knowledge. Yes, because if we don't have proper knowledge, we are always in doubt. And Krishna explains in 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Agyascha Shradhadanascha Samshayatma Vinashati. Naim Lokostina Parona Sukham Samshayatma. That those who have no knowledge, Agya. Gya means those who have knowledge, but Agya, Agyascha Shradhadanascha. And those who have no faith, they will be destroyed by doubt. Samshayatma Vinashati. Vinashati means to be destroyed. And Samshayat is doubt. Samshayatma Vinashati. Nayam Lokostina Parona Sukham Samshayatma. And for those doubtful soul, there is no happiness neither in this world nor in the next. So no happiness for doubtful soul. Yes. If we have doubts in everything, what kind of happiness we can achieve? No, not possible. Yes. But in order to have no doubts, we have to choose our authority. Because we said that our life is dependent on faith. in whatever state of existence, even if we are ardent materialist, ardent atheist even, our life is dependent completely on faith. So, because we didn't experiment everything in our life, so we put faith in different things. So we should know what we should put our faith in. And we already explained, our faith should be in what? Yes, basically in Shastra. And we can judge Guru and Sadhu by Shastra. Who's following Shastra? Yes, exactly. So Guru, Sadhu and Shastra are our authority in our life. Yes. So, and then it's not just authority. We should also know what this authority is speaking about. So we should know that there is one absolute truth. If there are two absolute truths, there are not absolute, not even one of them. Yes, so there is one absolute truth. And this absolute truth is all attractive. Because everyone is attracted to something, isn't it? So this absolute truth is all attractive. And this all attractive means Krishna. So absolute truth is Krishna. Krishna, the word itself means all attractive. So absolute truth is Krishna. Then when we accept that there is existence of absolute truth, we should also know that to be connected with absolute truth, we should also know that there are absolute, which is one, and there are also variety within this oneness. So we should acquire this scientific knowledge of existence. This is the scientific knowledge of existence. That there is oneness and variety within oneness, and we all experience this. This is not something abstract that we cannot understand. Yes. So we should know very well the tattva. The tattva. What is reality? What is truth? And only by this knowledge about the truth we can be convinced, fairly convinced. Nishchaya. Nishchaya. Yes. So we'll continue tomorrow with our discussion on these 6 items of surrender, and we'll continue especially first with anukulyasya, to accept what is favorable. So we said today that surrender means to give up our freedom, and first is to understand that we are not free at all. Even if we want to be, we are always in bondage. And the only freedom we have is to choose what kind of bondage we shall accept. Yes. So, and then we discussed the devotees surrender to, they accept bondage of love, and materialists, they accept the bondage of raga and dvesha, of something that they love and something that they hate. Yes, of love and hatred. They live in this duality. And then we explained that there are 6 items of surrender to Krishna, and we should accept the Shastra as our authority. And first item is, of course, anukulyasya sankalpa, to accept what is favorable for devotional service. And we discussed 2 items of favorable items of surrender, to be accepted. First is utsaha, enthusiasm, and the second one is nishchaya, to be firmly convinced. Okay? Is there any questions or comments or doubts? Yes, please.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, just on the subject of accepting what is favorable, in terms of the illusory energy, it said that the Maya or illusory energy is Krishna's smile, this is what's given, so sometimes it seems so unfair that it's so attractive because it's Krishna's smile, so how to kind of understand this?
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Could you repeat his question, please?
He asked that sometimes it is explained that Maya, or illusory energy, is Krishna's smile. So that it seems unfair to be so attracted to this Maya that we cannot resist. Basically, this is the question. Yes, Krishna's smile is explained in different ways. And Krishna's smile is also coming from his beautiful face, and we can fall in love with Krishna's smile, but spiritual smile, not material smile. Yes, illusory energy is very attractive because ultimately it's Krishna's energy. And it's attractive for conditioned souls who want to be masters. It's not attractive to spiritual, to those who are spiritually aware, who are devotees. Maya is not attractive to them. So the purpose of Maya, because Maya is one of the spiritual of Krishna's energies, and the purpose of any entity, because also living entities are also Krishna's Shakti. And purpose of every Shakti is to serve Shaktiman, to serve Krishna, actually, who is Shaktiman, who is the source of energies. And this energy has a particular service to enamor those living entities that are against service of Krishna. And no one can be against service of Krishna, as we explained, that we serve Krishna all the time. Jivara Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. We are servants all the time. If we want it or not, if we accept it or not, we serve Krishna all the time. So, this illusory energy creates an impression that we don't serve Krishna in our consciousness. We serve Krishna, but in the wrong way, as Krishna explains in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Yepyanya devata bhakta yajanti shadyanvita tipimam eva kantaya yajanti avidipurvakam. Avidipurvakam. This is not prescribed process. Tipimam eva kantaya. They worship only me. Nothing else. Those conditioned living entities. But they do it in such a way that they will suffer. Basically. So, this allurement is just to fulfill our desires, because we want to be a master. We don't want to serve Krishna. And Krishna yetamam prapadyati tam stateva bhajamaham. As you surrender to me, I will reward you accordingly, he says. So, if we don't want to surrender to Krishna, Krishna gives us this facility to be illusioned that we don't serve him. Because in reality we cannot not serve him. So he gives us this impression. Therefore, we are illusioned that we are not serving Krishna, but actually we do. Therefore, the only requirement for Krishna consciousness is to change our consciousness and to put Krishna in the center. Krishna is always in the center, if we accept it or not. And we also always serve Krishna, not ourselves. If we are conditioned living entities, we don't serve ourselves, we serve our body, which is not ourselves. Even accepted scientifically, it's not ourselves. Even it is accepted by the state itself. Because the state accepts this scientific fact that every 7 years we completely changed all our the cells of the body, isn't it? And if we take a mirror in one hand and a picture when we were born, we are completely different on the outer level. And not that our body completely changed many times, but also our subtle body changed. Our desires changed, our conceptions changed, our our ideas, what is beneficial for us, changed. Everything changed on a subtle and gross level, but still we are the same person, and even the state accepts this. So, because you know that your body is changing, but you are the same person, you have to change your picture in your passport every, 10 years or something. Because they don't accept that this is still you. They accept that you changed your body. So yes, we should know this is just Krishna's mercy for conditioned soul. This illusion. Because the conditioned soul wants to be the enjoyer. So Krishna creates this illusion. Yes, you are a enjoyer. But he teaches us, this is not good for you. You want to be happy? Be happy by realizing that you're serving me. You're always serving me, but realize this. Be conscious of this. Do it with love and you'll be perfectly happy. Is this okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anything else? Shri Prabhupada ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaur Pramanandi. Please accept my humble obeisance.